All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to unpack a single idea that could completely change how you look at, well, pretty much every complex problem out there, from the biggest mysteries of the universe all the way down to the challenges you face every day. And it all starts with one of those big, epic questions.
You've heard this one before, right? It's a classic. For centuries, we have been caught in this huge debate, just assuming that reality has to be one or the other. Is everything a perfect, predictable clockwork machine? Or is it all just a giant chaotic storm of random chance? This way of thinking goes so much deeper. We constantly trap ourselves in these either-or choices. Are we truly free, or is everything predetermined? Is the universe a cold, dead machine, or is it a living, breathing thing? For generations, some of the greatest minds have wrestled with these questions, always assuming that one side has to be right and the other wrong.
But what if the entire debate is a trap? Seriously, what if the reason we're so stuck is that we've been asking the wrong question all along? This is where a really powerful ancient concept comes into play. The answer isn't yes or no. The answer is mu. This quote just reframes everything, doesn't it? It suggests the problem isn't out there in the cosmos somewhere. It's right here, in the way we're framing the question. The universe was never broken. It was our question that was flawed from the start. So in the Zen tradition, there's this idea, if a student asks a master a question that has a faulty premise, like one of those trick questions, the master won't say yes and they won't say no. They'll just reply, mu. It basically means unask the question. It's a way of saying, hey, your starting point is wrong, so any answer I give you is just going to lead you further down the wrong path. Mu is the key that lets you step outside of the trap completely. Okay, so what happens when we apply mu to that big question of order versus chaos? Well, when we unask it, we suddenly open the door to something far more elegant, far more beautiful, hiding underneath. We start to see the pattern beneath all the other patterns, what you might even call the universe's source code. And this lets us just throw that old debate right out the window. Reality isn't some epic battle between chaos and control. It's something else entirely. It's built on geometry. There's this emerging framework, sometimes called Fibonacci theory, that suggests the incredible patterns we see everywhere, from tiny atoms to massive galaxies. They aren't random, but they're not rigidly controlled either. Instead, they just emerge naturally from the simplest geometric rules you can imagine. And it all starts right here, with the tetrahedron. I mean, just look at it. It is the simplest, most stable structure that can possibly exist in 3 dimensions. 4 points, 6 equal edges. You literally can't bend it or squash it. The idea here is that this isn't just some random shape. It's the fundamental geometric building block from which all complexity grows. It's like the ultimate cosmic Lego. Now here's the cool part. From the pure geometry of this one shape, just its angles and its volume, a very specific number pops out. A fundamental ratio, roughly 0.11785. Now don't get bogged down by the number itself. The key thing to realize is that this number isn't arbitrary. It's not random. It's baked right into the fabric of space itself. Think of it like a piece of universal source code that sets the basic rules for how everything else gets built. And once you have this key, this geometric source code, you start seeing its fingerprint absolutely everywhere. I mean, it's operating on every single scale of reality. So let's start super close to home, literally inside our own bodies. When you get a cut, your body starts organizing collagen fibers to heal the wound. And as you can see here, that process is not random at all. It's a shift from a messy, disorganized state to a highly stable, organized structure. And it's that structure that gives the new tissue its strength. And guess what? It's built on these exact same principles of geometric stability. Now let's go to the most fundamental level, physics. This geometric approach suggests this beautiful, simple unity between space and time. So forget the scary-looking formulas for a second. The core idea is just this. Space and time are perfect reciprocals of each other, like 2 sides of the same coin. If you compress something in space, its existence gets stretched out in time, and vice versa. It's a perfect, elegant balance, and it's all derived from the basic properties of that one simple shape, the tetrahedron. This pattern even shows up in the totally abstract world of pure math. We've always thought prime numbers were the definition of random, right? Just chaotic. But check this out. When you plot them in a very specific way, a hidden order just appears. You don't need to be a math whiz to see it. Look, the numbers aren't scattered everywhere. They're clustering in these distinct bands, revealing a geometric structure where we once only saw chaos. Amazing, right? This geometric view might even solve one of the biggest paradoxes in all of physics, the singularity inside a black hole. The idea that you can crush matter into an infinitely dense point literally breaks the laws of physics as we know them. But what if space-time itself is a geometric grid? Well, then it would have a built-in speed limit for density. You simply can't crush things infinitely. Once matter hits that absolute limit, it has nowhere left to go, except to convert back into pure energy. The paradox doesn't get solved, it just dissolves. The question was wrong to begin with.
So why does any of this matter for us in our daily lives? Because we make this exact same mistake all the time. In our jobs, in our relationships, we frame everything as a conflict, a battle. We're always asking, how do we win? How do we beat the competition? But those are the wrong questions. The living question, the much more powerful question, is how do we align? How do we dance with the system?
And that right there brings us to the absolute heart of it all. The most powerful shift you can ever make isn't about getting better at finding answers. It's about getting better at asking questions. The real skill is learning how to reframe the problem itself.
I mean, really think about that. Your greatest tool for a breakthrough isn't a bigger hammer to smash the old problem. It's the clarity to just step back for a second, look at the whole tangled mess, and ask a completely different, more fundamental question. So, I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Think about that one problem in your life that just feels impossible, totally stuck. Are you absolutely sure you're asking the right question about it? What would happen if you just unasked it? What incredible new possibilities might open up when you stop trying to win the fight and instead you learn how to dance?